Hi everyone! Welcome back for episode 2 of our Blades in the Dark game, which I think we finally settled on the title of The Faculty. Which, you know, makes sense because we're all part of the staff of the university.
I'm not crazy. That's a movie, right? There's like a spooky movie called
Is there a spooky movie? Did we steal? Well, you know, there's not enough titles out in the world.
It's also just the name of what you are, so it's not like we're ripping anybody off.
Yeah, it's actually
fine.
Yeah, it's actually
it's also just a word, just like a single word.
Exactly.
Perfect.
I feel like there's not much plagiarism when it's just
it's not like we're calling your group the Microsofts or anything. Then we might have some issues.
Yeah. Someone
I have to bleep that one out in the
in the VOD. Dang it, I have to catch that later now. Thanks. Amazing. But before we get into our adventure, let's go around and say hi to everyone and figure out who we're all playing. So hi, my name is Jess. This is my channel. Thank you so much for being here. Today I am playing Sahar the Whisper. And I'm ready for some spooky ghost times, although some people would claim it didn't go well for us last time. I say those people are liars. You know? It's, I think maybe we're not the best at what we do yet, but we're getting there. So, sorry, I was quickly trying to sneak around so I can put the list in chat so y'all can see it. So next let's go say hi to Allison.
Hi. I'm Allison, also known as Disco. I play Tana, the Hound, basically like a ranger type class. And I have a good pup, my doggo, and Akita named Tachi.
Jordan? Sorry. Oh, no.
I'm going to be the GM. I'm all the other characters, including the fella that got smooched in the closet.
I'm Basel, and I'll be.
Wait, sorry, I messed up the order. It's my fault. It is Lauren next.
That's my bad.
Okay. Hi, I'm Lauren. I hope the guy that got smooched in the closet never comes back. I was not prepared for that. But yeah, I play Magda.
The smoocher.
Magda is the smoocher, and is a doctoral student or doctoral candidate of spectral philosophy. Yeah.
And you are our slide.
Oh yeah, that's the actual term.
For the smoocher. Renamed the smoocher for this game. Awesome. Basel?
Oh, I'm Basel. I am at Lammergeared or Twitter at Lammergeared, and I play Milan Karada. He is the spider, and he is a graduate student doing research with the others.
And this is your first game with us.
Oh yeah.
You had computer issues last time, so welcome to the faculty. No relation. So I want to recap from one of the players about what happened last time. Anyone up for doing it? You're off the hook, Milan, because you were not here. So anybody? Anyone want to?
I could do it if no one wants to do it. We were at the school and we heard from our contact. What was his name? I have it. It's in our notes. Hang on.
Fitz,
who is a collector / dealer in interesting artifacts. And Fitz has, Fitz knows that there's some like bad stuff out there and that he shouldn't sell it to people, but sometimes they just offer him a really good price, so he sells it anyway and then asks us nicely to get it back because he's like, hey, it turns out that's like full of ghosts. Like that item I just sold is just Ghost Central. So can y'all get it back for me? And so we got such a notice that someone had a ghost guard on duty in their house, and they were about to have a party, and it was probably a good opportunity to sneak in and try and get it back, because they probably shouldn't have a ghost guard. Don't know what it might do. So we snuck in, and Magda did a very good job of distracting one person at first with smooches, and then several people with the results of her smooch catastrophe. While Tana and Sahar snuck upstairs and tried to make their way over to this object. Tana doing very good sneaks, and Sahar doing much falling down, I'm pretty sure. But eventually I think Tana got to shoot a ghost, and we captured it in a jar. So
Yeah, which I have a visual representation here.
this is
Hey,
Yeah.
there we go. Of this energy. No, it's not even an energy drink. This sports drink of of no particular name.
it's ghost juice now.
Ectoplasm.
I
And
may or may not be drinking out of the ghost juice.
the artifact that was controlling or housing the ghost didn't seem to. It seemed to hurt you.
Oh yeah, it zapped us a lot. It really hurt. We were all like, except for Magda, who I feel like was doing like pretty good. Like Tana and Sahar were like,
We're like
seriously ouched, like so stressed, like right
we're
at
on the
point.
verge of a breakdown.
Yeah, we're both on the verge of being traumatized by this whole event. So it went really well, and we did the thing.
Yeah, there was jumping out of a window and climbing down a rope, and Magda, you got to leave the servants' exit because the matron of the house seemed very sympathetic to what happened to you, and even dropped a little coin in your hand on the way out. It was hush money to not talk about what her nephew Milos was getting up to. And we're gonna start basically right away after this with our downtime. So Blades in the Dark has a flow of sort of open role playing, and then the score or the heist, and then the downtime where just the consequences and rewards of whatever you got up to in your score come to fruition, and then we start the loop again. So we're starting this session off with our downtime, which is kind of a mini game inside of itself. We have a few sort of housekeeping things to do, and then we will go to your downtime actions. So if you all want to look at your books, it's page 146, I think. But I'll walk us through it. So the first thing that happens is you get paid for your score. Our game is a little different. You weren't grabbing cutlery and silverware, and which is the same thing, I guess, and jewels and things as you were going through. But I'm going to say that the dean of would there be a dean like of artifact research, I guess, something like that. He's not quite convinced that what you're doing is right, but he's also pretty sure that all of this influx of artifacts is going to benefit Charter Hall University. So unless there is a meaningful thing during the score where you would actually have gotten some coin, that's where your money is going to be coming from. He's going to sort of fund your little operation based on how cool the thing is you brought back. And what you brought back is a extremely dangerous looking ghost, and that it seems to be even matter because of how you caught it. And so he's only going to be tossing you a couple of coins for this one right now.
Rude. We brought it to you. You know, it's build your own ghost tower. We brought you the separate pieces. Like, it's great. You can do what you want. Gosh.
Dean Carnegie, as he is known, is less than thrilled that there is a untethered ghost, just loose, not loose, but
In a bottle.
inside the walls of the university. So
Yeah.
So I marked a couple of coin down on your crew sheet for you.
Sorry, that was Dean Carnegie.
Dean Carnegie. Yeah. So next up is the that crime bosses, bigger crime bosses than you might expect payment of coin. I'm not going to do that right now. I don't think you've upset any. I mean, the Dimmer sisters are upset, but they aren't going to be sending anybody out to talk to you anytime soon. So we're going to skip that.
I feel like the only person who should be upset about the whole situation is Milos.
Yeah, but you're not going to give him anything. You don't know
Not anything more.
Yeah.
I think not enough.
Yeah.
But now we have to talk about a little situation called heat. You actually got some heat during the thing because of the scene that Magda put on right at the end, which really drew the attention of every single party goer in this place to buy enough time for everyone to escape. So one of the penalties was a heat from that. But also you just get heat naturally by how things are going. So technically it's 4 heat for loud and chaotic. I don't know if it was so loud and chaotic. We're going to set it at contained for the most part, since you've already gotten a heat. But because you were in a rich neighborhood that is always under watchful eye of the bluecoats, you're considered to be at war with them. So you're going to get an extra heat for that. So I'm going to give you 3 total heat. Boop, boop, boop. Heat is okay until it's not. If your track fills up, you get a wanted level, and wanted levels make your life a lot more harder. Heat you can reduce by downtime actions. Wanted levels you have to go to jail to get rid of. So we'll figure out what university jail is when the time comes. No one's incarcerated yet.
Why do you say it like that?
Yet.
I'm just
What?
it's just an inevitable thing that happens apparently. So now there's entanglements. We'll roll on our entanglement sheet. After payoff and heat are determined, the GM generates an entanglement for the crew using the list below. It's based on your wanted level. Your wanted level is 0, so I actually just roll 2d6 and take the lowest result. Roll 2 6s. So.
Does that mean we did
status,
really good?
It is. It's the best possible outcome right now. A +3 satisfaction asks you for a favor. You agree. Oh, no, sorry. I think I'm on the wrong chart. It's worse. Okay, a show of force. A faction with whom you have a negative status makes a play against your building or your holdings. Give them 1 claim or go to war. Drop -3 status to -3 status. If you have no claims, lose 1 hold instead. Okay, so here's the situation. The Dimmer sisters, are the ones that actually made the device that you took, and they, for whatever nefarious reasons, want a ghost in every household, and they wanted one in this particular household, and so we get information with our sisters here. So they send someone around in order to just have a little chat.
Just a little chat.
Little chat.
Actually, it's going to be one of your allies that comes around. Because one of you had a witch friend, didn't you?
I did. I do. It's me.
I'm very sorry. My autofocus on my camera is kind of fucked, so I'm like
Yeah,
trying
it's
to
just
fix
being
it.
real dumb at you.
I don't. Yeah.
Her name is Quellen.
Quellen, yeah. All right, so Sahar, Quellen comes to you the day after and says, "What did you do?"
What do you mean? What did I do?
What happened? The sisters are very upset. You've already stuck your foot in it with them, and now apparently you undid some part of one of their plans.
Undid? You mean the ghost guard? There was someone had a ghost in their house, and we were asked by someone else to remove said ghost and ghost house, and we did that.
Well, the sisters wanted that ghost to remain there.
Well, how were we supposed to know that?
I think it's safe to say, Sahar, that if it has to do with a ghost, the Dimmer sisters are going to be interested.
Interested, sure. I mean, ghosts are interested. We're all interested in ghosts, but we had no way of knowing it was their ghost in that house. That we were asked to remove it, and we removed it. It was nothing personal. We weren't out to undim your sisters. We were just de-ghosting a ghost-filled house.
Well, you have a decision to make, because you need trust me, they already are displeased with you. I think you need to demur a little here. You need to admit that maybe you overstepped a bound.
But we didn't. What? I'm confused. This.
Maybe next time check in to make sure that what you're doing isn't necessarily going to step on the toes.
You
of
want
Dimmer
us to
sisters.
check in every single time we do something.
I would say so, especially if it has to do with a ghost.
Well, it is always going to have to do with a ghost. That is what we deal with.
Well, then I think I'll check in for you. I mean, we're friends. I'll make sure. But you have to do something to demur to the Dimmer sisters.
What sort of demure thing do the Dimmer sisters want?
So, the options are you can lose because you don't have any claims. So on your faction map, there's that faction tracker. There's that faction map. Not the faction tracker. Pardon me. On the faculty tracker, there's that map of the different places you can take over, like a fence or turf or a private library. That kind of stuff.
In the crew.
Yeah, in the crew. Pardon me. So if you had one of these, you could give it up to them. But you don't have one of those. So your option is to either I view this changing around. Okay. Your options are either to reduce your hold on your territory from strong to weak, or go to -3 with the Dimmer sisters, and that means all-out war, which is has a lot of bad things going on.
Yeah, we already have 2 negative with them.
So this is a group decision.
Okay, well then I bring this information to the group and I let them know what my friend told me. So apparently the Dimmer sisters are mad at us again.
Continuing to be mad with you, yeah.
Yeah. And if we don't show them some sort of demure act.
I don't do demure very well.
It was an odd choice of words, I thought personally, but I wasn't going to argue.
I might be using the word wrong. I don't know all words.
Can we just pay them?
I think maybe. No? Oh, I thought that was something we could do. I thought we could. I see you shaking your head, and I'm like...
You have 2 options. You can reduce
I'm beginning to think that no coining them.
Yeah,
was a bad
mistake.
You can reduce your hold on the area a little bit, loosen up your grip, because they are in Charter Hall with you, and that's where your HQ is. or you can go to war. Those are the two options. So
I just
War
don't know
sounds
what
not
reduce
good.
my hold means.
Yeah, since we don't have any like bits and pieces yet, what does that entail?
I think it's a very abstract concept, but it's how strong a grip you have on your
But is that where it says hold weak strong?
yeah, and I'm trying to just
Oh, right. And we're a stronghold, so we could go to weak hold.
yeah.
What do we lose if we go to weak hold?
Hold represents how well a faction can maintain their current position on the ladder. Basically, it's just another level that you have to go up in order to get. If you go down to weak, you'll have to build up to strong at tier 0 before you can get to weak at tier 1. So you're a tier 0 and strong. If you bump down to weak, you'll be like this. You'll need to spend reputation to build back up just to strong at tier 0, and then you'll need to build up more reputation to get up to tier 1, and then you'll be weak again in tier 1.
Okay. And then what is war? I mean,
War.
like, obviously I know what war is, but like,
War.
what does it entail?
What is it good for?
What are the mechanical downsides and or benefits of war?
The faction. When
Oh
you're
my God,
at
I'm
war,
sorry.
no, it's fine. With any number of factions, status -3, the following penalties apply. You lose 1 hold. This is temporary. You lose 1 hold until the war is done. You only get 1 free downtime action instead of 2. Each of your scores is +1 heat, and your claims, which generate money, vice, all this stuff, provide only half the normal money. So right now, that's the only thing on that list. Is not going to affect you. But
So we're gonna lose a hold anyway, but one is temporary hold and one is permanent hold.
yes, and the temporary one, the permanent one, sorry, the temporary one sticks around until war is done.
And how do we end war?
That's going to be up to you. You have to decide what your course of action is to bring that -3 to a -2 again if you go to war.
I think we should go to war.
With the Dimmer sisters?
Yeah, I think reputation is harder to earn.
You know what? No, like I've been thinking as Allison, but like if I'm thinking as Tana, yeah, okay, I agree. We should go to war. That is definitely a character decision I would make.
I really war. But what will the end result of that be? Like, what are we? I'm just a little concerned. Me and Tana are both still somewhat injured from our last run-in with a house. So going to war,
Well, it sounds like we're not actually fighting them. It sounds like we just lose a bunch of mechanical stuff, right? We can't chill out as much. Oh. Well,
I do think that we still need to talk about this a little bit more.
Yeah. There goes the person who knows the rules of the game.
Who knows the answers. Well, yeah, okay, because you're right that it sounded like the only because we either permanently lose a hold or we temporarily lose a hold, but then we have to rectify what happens with the war, and we also lose because normally with downtime we get 2 downtime. I'm sorry, I'm just watching the cat run in and out of the room. Normally we get 2 downtime activities, and instead we all just get 1, and that's part of my concern is because I know me and Tana both probably need both our downtime activities to heal. Actually, I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't know. I need to definitely do a lot of downtime.
Yeah.
Downtime is how you get rid of your stress. It's how you start long-term projects like Sahara. If you want to start researching or inventing gadgets, this is when it happens. Your other options during downtime. Oh, it's also you have a reducing heat thing where basically this is just a more controlled set of turns where you are doing specific things to help patch things up for your crew. Acquire assets, start long-term projects, recover from injury, reduce your heat. You can also train your abilities, which is gaining extra XP and different things, and then indulging your vice. So those are your downtime activities. Having only one is you still get one for free, but if you want to do more than one, it costs 1 coin or 1 rep to do any extra activities. So.
And how do we gain and lose reputation?
Oh, you got rep as part of the payoff. And actually, I already added it to your sheet. You got 3 rep because you get 2 by default, and if the target was higher tier than you, you get a bonus rep. So
I mean, this is
actually you should get another rep. Sorry, you got 4 rep from that crime.
We have 4.
Dang.
Okay. See, is that like I feel like war is short-term pain for long, like it's gonna pay off better in the long term. I think.
Scared because I don't want to say we're not good at stuff yet, but
We're kind of not good at stuff yet.
Exactly, which is why I think if we go to weak hold, it's going to be so much harder for us to like get enough reputation to then go to stronghold and then go to weak again, because we're not good at stuff.
So, do you think we could take them if they showed up here today, now?
Well, it's not like we're going to fight them. There are other ways to end wars. It's not like we're going to go like...
So could we like flip them some coin afterwards?
Or do a job for them or something like there's...
Yeah, it basically, your reputation with them goes up if you do good things that help or things that help them.
Yeah.
And it goes down if you do things that hurt them, which is what's happening to you right now.
So we just took a ghost out of a house, and now we're gonna have to go put 3 ghosts into 3 different houses.
Well, no, we don't need to like go back all the way up to them. We just need to do like one thing to reduce our stuff back to -2, and then we won't be at war again.
Okay.
Right? Is this correct, Jordan?
That's absolutely correct. You just need to get back to -2, and the war ends. And then they just hate you.
That is where we were, and I get
like I just feel like that will be more manageable in the long term.
Okay, I'm just really nervous about the term war.
I know it's like a scary term, but like, and also, but I think it's okay.
Okay,
I think it'll be okay.
Okay. Well, I'm now holding your hand because I'm like...
If it's not okay, I promise I will use every single one of my downtime activities to heal your trauma. It's a promise I'm making to you, Jess. And also maybe Allison, depending on how much.
All right. So everyone's on board with going to war with the Dimmer sisters?
Absolutely.
In session 2.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'm excited by it. I mean,
Milan's
I don't get trauma, so.
Milan's a little bit scared, and he's not gonna say yes, but he is outvoted.
Yeah, so. I'm still super nervous too, but like literally, that's why I said like I am emotionally holding Lauren's hand now.
You can like. It'll be okay. I think we need to take a stand, or else nobody's going to pay attention to us.
Okay, is this like us standing up to the biggest kid in the yard?
Yes, it is absolutely us standing up to the bullies.
Okay.
They want to
might get punched in the face, but
they want to trap angry ghosts in houses. That ghost wasn't happy to be there.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, I've switched it to -3. So there we are. It's done. Now we will go on to wartime downtime actions. So you each get 1, and if you want to do more, you have to spend a gold or a rep to do more from either your personal stash or claiming some of the money from the crew, which you obviously have to all agree on. So the downtime options are acquire an asset, long-term projects, recover from injury, reduce your heat, train, and indulge your vice. When you acquire an asset, it's a temporary thing. So this is kind of a thing you do when you know what your next plan is, or if you have an idea for next plan. It's not like it's gone as soon as your next score is over. So you could acquire an asset that you know you might need. It's only used up when it's actually gone. Starting a long-term project it could be anything. This is the catch-all. So I'm going to say if you want to research the weird ghost thing that you caught, that's going to be a long-term project of probably at least a clock with at least 4 pieces on it. And then you start the clock, and then as an action, you use one of your abilities towards putting ticks on the clock. And then on a future action, on a future downtime, you can add more ticks to those clocks. So that's the long-term projects. And some of you are injured, correct?
How bad are you guys looking?
And are we injured or are we just really
Stressed.
Stressed, but also I'm zapped. I don't know what that means,
some of
but I
you are
wrote down I'm
stressed.
zapped.
Some of you are stressed, but some of you are also harmed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm stressed and harmed.
I don't
Okay.
know what it means, but I just have on my sheets zapped.
Well, you are at reduced effect if you have anything in the first 2. You're at -1 die to everything. You have everything in the second.
Hopefully.
And you desperately need help, which means you, depending on the type of injury, you maybe can't walk or you're beat up or whatever. So on your character sheets, you'll see that you have a healing progress clock.
Yeah.
So basically, when someone does a heal on you, they will add 1, 2, or 3, or potentially fill it up. When it's full, you reduce each instance of harm on your sheet by 1 level. So anything at level 1 will go away. Anything at level 2 will reduce to a level 1 result.
How does the healing progress clock work if I wanted to heal one
do you
of
have an
them?
ability that allows you to do so?
No.
Okay. Then
maybe? Let me check.
Here, I'm looking at your sheet too. Yeah, there's a special ability called Physiker that can do it. But acquiring an asset also means hiring a temporary doctor. Like you can use an asset as anything that will help you out, including a person. So that's an option there. You need someone who's able to actually repair people. Yeah.
I will acquire an asset.
Okay.
With my downtime.
Sounds good.
That asset will be a doctor.
You need to be very careful because we're in a university that is a doctor and not a doctorate student.
Not someone with a PhD in mathematics or something like that.
Yeah, not an optometrist.
Right. Okay. We'll start with our first downtime activity. So you're gonna roll the tier, the tier of the crew, which right now is a tier 0. So you're gonna roll 2 6s and you're gonna take the worst result between the 2. But afterwards, you can decide to spend coin to bump your results up to better. So basically, how this works is the result of what you roll is the quality of the person you get. So if you roll a 6, you get a tier +1. You would get a level 1 doc who comes around to help patch you up. That means he rolls 1 die towards helping you.
Okay.
But you can spend 2 coins to raise the number, to bump the tier up. So if you only get a 0 doc, which is a really bad doc, like a mob doc, then you could spend 2 coins to bring him up to a tier 1. So at least he's rolling 1 die.
I see.
You can also just live with your harm for a little while, but that's up to you.
I feel like this is I wasn't here for the score. I'll roll my die for the good of the team.
So you roll 2 6s and you'll be taking the lowest. You should actually be able to just click, I think.
Oh, is there a button?
If you go to the faculty, you should be able to just click on your tier and it'll roll it.
Oh. Oops. Tier.
I think.
Yeah, it's kind of tricky to find. So
like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go. So it's a 2. So a tier 0 doctor is what you're looking at right now. This will be a student, first year, someone who is just learning how to. They're practicing stitching things up on pillows. They don't really know what's going on. If you want them to be a tier 1, you can spend
2 coins, you said?
You can spend an additional coin to improve the result.
And that's our team coin?
I'm okay with spending team coin for doctors.
Sure. So you can get him up to, you could spend 2 coin and he would be at tier 2 if you want.
Team?
I'm cool with that.
Okay. All right. We 2 coin him.
Okay, so there are actually some 4th year doctors that really need live patients to deal with. And you are exhibiting some strange injuries in some cases, and so they're very excited. But
we're the guinea pigs.
You're taking time away from their studies and other things, and so the 2 coins helps kind of grease the wheels there. So you're going to spend a couple of coin towards that. I'll remove that from your crew sheet. All right. Now you can roll. So this clever, sharp-looking woman in a white lab coat and like a suit, kind of a suit underneath, like a basically like a 3-piece suit, except for the coat is replaced by a lab coat. She shows up and it starts rolling up her sleeves and says, "Okay, what can I do? I really want to work on the weird stuff first." So the way this works is that you will have to spend a downtime action to heal, and she'll help you out. But you have access to her for the rest of this downtime.
Oh, so the people who are getting healed have to spend their downtime action on that?
Oh.
Oh, so we can't even like de-stress.
Okay. Here. Crap. Can I give a coin to somebody else for a downtime action?
Yeah.
Okay.
It costs a coin. It doesn't matter where it comes from.
So we have 2 coins left. So that means, and because we have 1 coin and I have a coin, so that we could spend those 2 coins to give you 2 downtime actions, so you could heal and lower your stress. Then we'd be broke, but that's okay.
That works. My vice is gambling.
So we might not be broke. Who knows?
So
just spend all our money. Fine.
Milan, you have taken your downtime. Who wants to go next?
I'll go next. Okay, so if I'm reading this right, when indulging the vice, it rolls off of the lowest attribute.
That's right. So if you want to indulge your vice, it's whatever your lowest what do they call them? Attributes. Yeah.
There's an indulge vice button beside your vice.
Automatically do it. I'm a little nervous here because my lowest attribute is resolve, where I have 0 pips.
That's right. So it's gonna roll 2 and take the lowest.
Yeah.
And the number rolled is the number of stress removed.
All right, here we go.
Okay. So you're a gambler. You like to play cards.
Oh boy.
Is that what what Tana does? Tana does. Yeah. So what does that look like? Like what kind of card game is it, and how did you just lose a bunch of money?
I'm playing some. I imagine they've got like some like regional version of Hold'em.
Mm-hmm.
I'm playing that, and
Duskfall Hold'em.
Yeah, Duskfall Hold'em. Yeah, and it didn't go well. And while I'm enjoying the act of like gambling, it's still stressing me out because I did not do well.
That's right. It wasn't. You didn't get the buzz that you normally get from winning because you lost. Right. So you knock a couple of stress off, and
Try
we're
to
good
knock
to go
one
there.
stress off.
2.
2?
Yeah, because it's just based on the result of the roll. And your lowest number was. Oh,
1.
sorry. I'm looking at the wrong thing. Yeah. Okay. 1. Sorry.
That's why I laugh. I'm like, I have 8 stress, and I get to get rid of 1. Oh boy.
Are we? Was Tana someone who's injured and getting a extra action?
Yeah, I think so.
Yep.
Okay.
Can I use the extra action to indulge the vice again?
Yeah, I mean,
I
it's your
think
action.
that's a little bit more important for me right now.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Considering how bad stress, like.
Oh my god.
Oh, why?
All right.
Oh
Well,
man.
there you go.
Why?
And who's spending their coin?
I'll spend my coin.
Okay.
I just like lose all the money.
Yeah, it's not looking good right now. Magda.
Yeah, I'm gonna indulge my vice, which is faith. So I guess I don't know, go to confession or something. Great.
You tell us. You tell us.
So it's like the Weeping Lady, which isn't really a religion. It's just kind of like a charity thing. So I think she just like goes and like does some good works to kind of like get rid of the like icky feelings that she has from, you know, exploiting Milosh, even though he ended up being a cad. She was still kind of like using him, so she's like, you know, helping other people.
Strong moral
like,
fiber.
Yeah, to kind of like put some good back into the world.
Okay. Give the roll. Do you get any dice on this, or?
No, because I have no prowess.
Right.
So I also only heal 1.
That's right. Really
That's
likes. It really likes 1 to roll 1s for you right now.
We are not gonna be able to do anything stressful after this.
It's okay. We have Milan. Milan can take stress for it.
I feel like if he could already take, if he could be taking stress right now, he would be.
And Sahar, what would you like to do?
Yeah, Sahar is 100% gonna indulge her vice. Which her advice is weird and like working, like doing weird stuff and so would she couldn't put it towards either researching or inventing something new, like she was inspired by this weird mechanism. So she wants to either like study that or start making new things, or
narratively it could be studying it, but it's not her helping you. It's not like
it can't mechanically
you.
do anything. Yeah, I get you.
I imagine it's like the ADHD thing of like, oh, I'm gonna go on a Wikipedia binge. And
yeah,
he starts like going through the books,
irrelevant to what I need to be.
The books
learning.
reference another book that she goes and checks out, that references another book.
Yeah, Sahara's just in like a stacks of like, she has made a book fortress. Like,
and you're like learning all the cool things that are not at all related to what we're doing right now. Yeah.
It's learning about all sorts of other weird stuff.
Hashtag relatable.
Your vice is your obsession, so you dive down the rabbit hole, and it's very relaxing for you to do it. But yeah, progress isn't made on anything so much. But you can roll, and you will actually have one. You'll have 1 die, because you have a little bit in everything. So.
Yay. It's still a 1. Oh my gosh.
Roll20 just hates us.
Roll20 wants us to die.
RNGesus is not on your side.
Oh my,
today.
This is so mean.
I feel like I made a mistake hiring that doctor.
Yeah.
No, she isn't being used up, so she
Oh, so she'll be
basically
here
she's
next
on
time?
hold until the next
Okay.
yeah.
Okay,
Okay,
cool. At least
good.
she's not like being
Okay.
wasted. Okay.
But Milan, if you can mark that on your notes on your sheet or something that you have.
Did you name her?
Her name is Dr. Sarna Hess, and every time you get an asset, hire an asset or what have you, it's easier to rehire them again. So you'll get an extra die towards hiring her. You're not gonna have to spend as much money, that kind of thing.
Okay.
Okay.
Well then, do I have a money I can spend?
There is one money in the kitty, I think.
Do I have a personal money? I'm looking through my sheet.
I have no personal money.
No one had any personal money. The only person who did was Magda.
Yeah, I got some personal money. I spent it already, so we can just use the group money.
Okay. Okay. I want to try again. Cause I love these books, but also,
You're really stressed, so it's gonna take
I'm
a lot.
really stressed. I'm really
Oh.
Okay. Come on. Hey.
Okay.
There we go.
All right.
I
Someone
can
take a
start
little stress.
There you go. Me and Milan can take stress for the group now. We did it.
All right, so that's everyone's downtime's actions because you're out of money. Oh, you can spend rep as well if you want to burn through your rep to do more things.
The whole point was that we did it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's up to you. There could be one really important thing that you think you need to do that isn't just patching yourselves up. But
is there an important thing we think we need to do?
I did want to like try and research and study stuff, but honestly, I think it was much more important. We were all like on the brink of trauma, so
yeah.
I'm still pretty close.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
I don't think that, or I don't know. I don't have anything left to do.
Unless we want to spend a rep to try and make Tana's stress go down at least one more.
We all go out gambling with Tana in this case. So everybody sees us together.
You got this.
Hey, in the town, red. No, it's fine. Deal with it.
You don't want to give our rep a hit this
It's
time?
fine. What's a little trauma?
So if someone helps, if a friend or contact can help you on any downtime activity, you do get you can get an extra die on the roll, which I should have mentioned. I don't know how it helps with vices, but
yeah, that probably would have been good.
No,
I don't know if it
fine.
really helps make sense helping with vices, but
no, it's fine.
Okay.
Okay.
Are you gonna do a use a rep for that, or?
No, we're gonna.
I'm just gonna push through it.
The last part of this is that I get to do a couple of downtime activities with my factions and my NPCs, and you'll notice if you go to the faction tracker, you'll notice that there's a couple of clocks that I've set up already.
I don't know if we can see the faction.
I think I shared it. I think
I can see war. Is that on the side?
Yep, that's the
Did you
faction
do that?
tracker.
Yeah, so it should be character mode, crew mode, faction
Well, no,
mode?
it's its own sheet. It's
Oh,
its
yeah,
own
no,
sheet.
I only have
I seem to have lost access to that sheet.
I only have the faculty sheet and the
Okay, I showed it to you. I don't know if it's popped up on your screen.
I can see it
there
now.
it is.
Yeah.
Okay, so down at the bottom, there's some clocks. One
Yep.
is the Dimmer Sisters obtain arcane secrets. This is a repeating thing, so every time I decide it fills up, the Dimmer Sisters they'll progress their plans. Then I've also added the ink rakes, which are the newspapermen. They're actively trying to figure out who's behind these artifact thefts. You have drawn your last escapade, your second ever escapade drew a lot of attention. So this is nosy newspaper folks trying to figure out what the heck is going on. And I'm actually gonna fill it up.
No.
I'm not gonna fill it up.
Hey.
I'm gonna put 2 notches down on it because you had quite a scene going on. And the last thing I'm gonna add is you made an enemy of the lamp blacks. You took in order to be sneaky, you took that's where you got your secret passages and stuff and information that your faction has. Remember?
Yep.
Oh yeah.
The maps and whatnot.
We took maps and things. Man, we made so many enemies. Why don't we have more friends?
It's built into the game that you have.
We can make
enemies.
friends.
We be friends.
I feel like we're never really going to be friends with the Dimmer sisters, but we can probably do something for the Lamplax.
We just need to not be at war with the Dimmer sisters, and then we can start making friends with other people.
The Lamplax want back what's theirs, and I'm just going to tick that ahead a little bit.
But I mean, maps are knowledge, and knowledge belongs to everyone, so...
But it's not like you made a copy of their hard drive. You took copies, the only copies they have of some things, so... That's a little 6-tick timer. We'll see how that goes. I can move these around as things happen.
Maybe maybe next time, then I will try and do something like copy down.
I was gonna say, yeah.
Long-term plan, replicate the maps.
Yeah, replicate the maps so we can give them back to them.
The newspaper people are our friends, though, aren't they?
Yeah, we definitely had at least one.
Yeah,
friends.
The newspaper folks are you have a +1 because you have a friend who is that. There was a reason. I think it's because of Fitz or because.
I don't know. It's fine. We have friends.
Yeah, you have a friend. You have friends there, and it's because you're making good news as well.
So it's not that that clock isn't that they're mad at us. That clock is that we made some stories they're investigating.
Yeah, and you could be outed if you're not careful with that.
Okay.
Okay, so now we're done with downtime, and now we're in the sort of a free play where you can start figuring out role playing and figuring out what your next course of action is. You have a ton of options now. You can expand on your crew sheet. You can see your claim map, so you can start figuring out what you might want to get to help improve your situation. You can try and figure out a plan to reduce your trouble with the Dimmer sisters.
I vote that.
This is. Yeah. Well, you all have to just discuss amongst yourselves and role play and figure out what the plan is.
I vote we try to unwar.
Yeah, I think we should try to stop the war.
Yeah.
Roll to unwar?
Yes, please. Where's the unwar roll?
I'd like to roll to unwar. What was your friend's name, Sahar? Yeah, the spooky one.
Yeah, my witchy friend.
Birds in her hair. Yeah, that one.
Quellen.
Could you arrange us meeting with her and maybe her meeting with them and
see if I can get her to be an intermediary?
Yes, exactly. Because I don't think they'll want us going up to their house at this point. I don't know. So that's just throwing that out there.
Like, hey,
hi. Yeah, no, I like that idea. I agree.
Yeah, we need like an arbiter.
Yeah. Are we able to do that, Jordan?
You want to set up a
meeting with my friend Quellen the witch.
Sure.
Quellen.
Well, she's your friend. You can easily just ask her to meet somewhere.
Can I invite her to the school so that other folk can also be there to talk?
Anything you can say out loud as a person, you can do in the game. So
I don't know. I could say out loud, "I've de-stressed myself," but I can't do that in the game.
You got me there. You got me. Yeah, no, if that's what you want to do, send out a message and she will arrive. Yeah. What you're aiming for is what we need to do is a score that will result in doing something that helps the Dimmer sisters. So that's your ultimate goal here, but you have to
We need to figure out what we can do for the Dimmer sisters.
That is
Yeah.
not putting ghosts in people's houses.
Yeah.
Like maybe we can like get them a fancy like a book or something that they need, like or like, you know,
Something
I'm
that
sure they
furthers
have
their-
other enemies.
Yes, we can maybe go.
The enemy of my enemy.
I feel
is
like we have a habit of making enemies.
Also enemy?
Also enemy? I was like, I started saying that. I'm like, that didn't know that wasn't where I was going with that.
Yeah. No. I agree. Okay. So yeah, so then I'll send a message to my friend, even though she was just here like she was like here like yesterday or the day before or something like that. I feel like, but yeah, I get a message her and invite her. If she would please come and speak with us, because we would like to make right this situation between us.
You met with her on the weekend. This is Monday now, office hours.
Right. Okay, so you're all sitting in the room of wonders. You're obviously all really apprehensive about what the Dimmer sisters' first move is going to be now that this situation has gone a little sour. Your boss, the dean, you don't think the word has gotten to them that you've upset the Dimmer sisters, so right now inside university walls you're relatively safe. And then there's a knock on the door, and Quellen is standing in the doorway. And
Hey, I just realized something.
What?
When we roll entanglements, we're supposed to roll twice and keep the one we want. We could just not be at war.
that's an ability that
the faculty has.
Oh,
dang.
Okay.
Normally I would be like, hey, no, let's not do this. But war is really bad. But we can just like keep this in mind.
No, you need to benefit from your abilities. Okay. So it's rolling twice?
Yeah, it says that right there. You're right. When you roll entanglement, roll twice and keep the one you want.
That's the slippery.
And when you reduce heat on the crew, you also take
+1 dice.
+1 dice. Dang, we slippery though.
Okay. So we'll roll one more time. We'll just zoom back to yesterday, and
we're flashing back.
Yeah. You roll your wanted level. So if one of you wants to click, I think you can just click on your wanted level, and it'll roll for us.
I'll do it.
Where's the wanted level anyway? Oh, I see it.
Hey, is that the same?
Say 2 6s?
No,
6
I
and a
rolled
2.
A 6 and a 2.
You're taking the lower one, so it's a 2. So it's definitely a different thing.
Ooh.
That might not be war.
The 6 is what caused the problem for you, but it might be worse. I don't know how it could be.
What did we roll the first time?
2 6s.
Yeah, we rolled a 6.
Oh.
So I think that the 2 is probably ideal.
Yeah, is gang trouble or questioning is what the
gang trouble or
Wait,
questioning.
how much heat do we have?
You have 4, so you're in the
gang
second.
Trouble or questioning.
Yeah, so gang trouble is one of your gangs or other cohorts causes trouble due to their flaws. You don't actually have a gang or cohort, so that's probably fine. Or the blue coats grab an NPC member of your crew or one of the crew's contacts to question them about your crimes.
That seems better than war.
Than war, yeah. Okay. I think it makes sense that maybe they came to talk to Fitz or something.
Yeah.
Because the person who sold the thing to the family would probably be the first person they would talk to about why it went missing.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna roll a fortune roll to see, or you can pay 2 coin, which
we do not have
anymore, to see how much extra heat gets put on you.
We might have 2 coin now though, because if we're not at war, that means we all get 2 downtime activities.
Oh, that's right. We have to undo. No, you would just get your coins back. And sorry, folks, we're all learning the game here. We're
one of those coins was mine.
Oh, right, yeah.
So we're resetting back.
Yeah. Fortune roll.
Oh, I get one more downtime.
Yeah, so both of us Yeah, get one more downtime. But yeah, fortune roll.
It's based on your tier, so it's actually still going to be roll 2 and take the worst. So if someone wants to make a fortune roll, I think you can.
There's a button and it says
you just click it. You roll your tier. So
there. Oh,
yep.
Oh, there's a
There it
fortune.
is. Oh, 3 and 3. Could have been worse, I think. Or no, that's still the worst.
Yeah, 2 heat.
Yeah, 2 heat. All right. Well, I mean, heat is heat. And so, who got 2 actions, and who only did 1 action? Milan,
Well, are they in underworld? Is Fitz experienced in the underworld?
I don't think he. Maybe. I guess so. Yeah.
I don't know.
Like Black Market.
Yeah, because then we give them 3 or 4 dice, but I don't know how that works.
Where do you see this?
I am reading the questioning rules about making the fortune roll on page 152. Roll 2 dice for a normal person. If they're experienced underworld type or some kind of tough, give them 3 or 4 dice instead. If they're soft or they have some loyalty to the law.
Oh, okay. He should be rolling 2 dice anyway, and keeping the best. I think he's.
It's fine. We'll
leave it at this for now.
He's a soft boy.
He's a soft boy. He doesn't seem like a particularly tough guy, but I will let him be a normal guy, at least. So who only got to do 1 downtime action?
Me and Magga.
Okay, so you can each take 1 more.
So I think Milan, you could reduce some heat off of us.
Yes.
And take +1 dice.
I can do that, and I will do that.
Reducing heat. You tell me how you're doing it. Then you're going to roll the appropriate action, the appropriate skill. Up to you what that is.
All right. Milan has family who are sometimes unsavory, and he's very close with his family.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like over dinner, and he like sort of lets slip that maybe him and his friends, mostly his friends, got up to some stuff, and if there was anything that they could do, to take the heat off.
Okay.
Like if they say, "Oh, actually, this was good." Actually, this was good. He also has some family who are savory. Some members of his family, So whatever it will take, somebody's in his family are going to go try to help.
Okay. On your sheet, Milan, you will see all your abilities down on the side.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think might be what you would want to use here?
My personal abilities?
Yeah, because that's what you're rolling. Consort seems to be the smart move, because it's like talking to people.
Yes. I agree with that.
Okay.
How much consort do you have?
2.
Oh, sweet.
I'll be rolling consort, and that's risky?
It's just there's no risk or anything like that in downtime activities. I'm gonna say though, because it's tied to your your obsession, you can roll an extra die, but you're gonna get an extra stress. So it's up to you.
How do I choose which
You just press the stat.
Yeah, click on consort, and then it'll allow you to add an extra die, I think.
Okay.
And I'll mark a stress for you.
Wait, so I pressed consort.
Mm-hmm.
And then it just comes up saying position risky.
Yeah, just pick risky, yep.
And then effect standard.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and then extra die. I guess I'll roll an extra die. 1 extra die. Oh, wait, 2 extra die because it's reducing heat, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
we take the highest, right?
Yes, you reduce the heat by 3 on a 6. Did you get 2 6s? That would have been critical. No, you only got.
I got 1 6.
Well, you still, I think, cut your heat almost in half, so that's a good.
Yeah.
not
I
too
saw
bad
that
at
6
all.
and I thought we had cleared all of it, and I was so excited. I was like, oh
Yeah.
my gosh. We cooled
All right.
right down.
It's something.
It's good.
That's what I did
You did
during
really
my
good.
downtime activity.
Thank you.
You did so good.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do some more stress reduction. Gonna indulge in some more charity.
Do you want? Oh, did you have someone who could help you?
No, I have an ex and a tavern owner. None of them are really like.
All right, you knock another couple stress off.
Yeah.
You can't use the tavern owner to throw a nice fundraiser. Like,
No, it's fine. I didn't have them. I only had 4 stress, so this
Okay.
takes me down to 2, and that's a perfectly acceptable amount
Yeah.
of stress.
So
Wow.
you do all have 2 coin left. If there was any extra actions that you wanted to do with your remaining coin, if you wanted to get a project started or something.
Unless folks want to start researching the ghost guard, or we didn't get any personal money from that job, right? We just got the crew money, and now we're down to only like 1 crew money.
That's right.
Yeah, there's 1 crew money, and I have a money.
Oh, but that's your personal money. That's yours.
Yeah, you earned that one for sure.
You earned that one by dealing with a cad. Like, so yeah, we only have 1 group money. So it would have to be something the whole group wants to do. So does the group want to start researching anything, or do we want to save that so we don't have to no coin them next time we deal with folks?
Yeah.
That's probably a good idea.
I'm fine with
having
saving
an
it.
extra coin.
Yeah. I think that's a good idea.
The only other thing that I would think of is giving it to Tana to reduce some more stress, but
Yeah, that's the only thing.
It's fine.
Okay. We can't let you do too much next time we do stuff. Okay.
Actually, no. Tana, take my coin.
No, it's fine.
I feel like that doubles as charity, and Magda should
I can
also
also-
get
I
relief from that.
I would rather you have the chance to roll an extra stress dice, like an extra vice roll, than and have some more stress.
Okay.
Unless you want trauma, because then you get XP for having trauma, for playing up your trauma.
Ooh, Tana, wait, before you roll, can I assist you? Because you've had 2 really bad gambling things, and apparently we're allowed to... Go ahead.
Can I also assist?
It's a
that
max
possible?
of one extra.
If Milan has a
Okay.
better way, I was just gonna like be a nerd and like be like, well, of course you lost. You were playing the wrong statistics. Like,
I was gonna say you're gonna teach me how to count cards.
yeah.
I have finesse, and so I could help you cheat.
You
I
can
think
have a
that's
ringer.
cool.
You
Take
can have a
Milan,
ringer at the table too.
take Milan with you.
Yeah. All right.
He
Okay.
won't say that at first, but like when he gets there, he's like definitely doing some non-savory things.
Mhm. Yeah.
All
No,
right.
I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that.
All right. So that means you're gonna roll 1 single die.
Uh-huh. All right.
What the hell? What the hell?
God.
Maybe you got stressed out that he was cheating. He was clearly cheating.
Oh my
Yeah.
god, that's amazing.
I like how
tried.
Tana just gambled the whole crew's money away to no good effect. So.
Mhm.
All right,
great.
well,
That's fine.
it's fine. You just have to stay stress-free, I guess, for the next little whip.
Yep.
All
It's
right,
fine. I've got a little bit of wiggle room now.
Yeah.
we're gonna fast forward back again to the present, where Quellen is standing in the doorway, and she says, "Is it really smart for us to be meeting here?"
Well,
We're not at war though, so do.
yeah, we're no longer at war.
Oh, she's gone.
So no, I mean, she can visit us and give us a new
she could still
score or
come visit
something.
us, and like because we do want to improve like we're on
Well,
the
do we
brink of
want to
war.
improve
We don't want to
relations?
go to war, so
Sure, you
Maybe-
can talk to her. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe she can like find us a job that is
Yeah,
off
That's
the
what-
Dimmer sisters.
Yeah, that's preferable
Yes.
to them. That
Or at least won't piss them off more.
yeah, exactly. To show some good faith, we're
Yes.
checking in like she requested. Huh?
Yeah, that's perfect.
Okay.
Okay,
She's here
she's
So
here.
yeah, so I would actually bring her in. Like I would escort her, like I would go meet her outside and like bring her into the room and be like, Quellen, these are my friends. This is Magda, Milan, and Tana. Everyone, this is Quellen.
She is in darkish robes. She keeps her hood pulled up the whole time she walks through the university. She lowers it and has these dark hair with these white streaks in it. She has several pouches hanging off of a belt around her waist, seemingly prepared for almost any outcome. She has a real nervous look on her face. She also has it's not super bright because this area is lit, but there is this glass orb that's floating along with her. It has a similar eerie light to the color of the ghost watchman that you captured. It's sort of hovering
Ooh.
over by her shoulder. Seems to be meant to emit light when it's dark. Well, this is I haven't been in the university since they asked me to leave.
Milan covers his. He hides a laugh.
What can I do for you? Are you finally going to come into the fold, Sahara?
Not yet. But we did want to try. You know, I was a little bit short with you last time with your suggestion that we check in with the Dimmer sisters, but you know, we do share an area of the city, so it seems best, since we are neighbors, to be somewhat neighborly. And so we wanted to check if our next job was something that worked with you.
Well, I think that's a good way of going about it. I mean, in the end, I wish you hadn't taken space away from my benefactors in the first place, but they're willing to share turf, assuming you also share, your other activities. A rising tide lifts all ships,
That's true.
It is.
So I was actually me, Basel, was thinking that if we could do a heist that had something to do with the Dimmer sisters, either that they didn't hate or that they liked, and also the Lamp Blacks. So if we could do some kind of a heist that was in the interest of both groups that we are hostile with.
You don't know much about you did the research and you found out that the Lamp Blacks had a lot of information that you'd be able to use.
That's all we know
that's
about
why
them.
you grabbed things, but you don't know much about them. That doesn't mean you can't gather information about them, which is one of the things that you can do during this in this game. So yeah, it's possible you can concoct a scheme that benefits both. In order to change the faction, it can't just be something they don't care about. It has to be something that benefits them directly.
Yeah.
Even indirectly, as long as there's a positive result for the faction, then you stand a chance at increasing your rep with them.
I mean,
Okay.
I don't know if I want to necessarily. Magda is not necessarily interested in increasing reputation because they want a ghost in every house.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty against everything we stand for.
Yeah.
But
so maybe something that isn't.
Yeah, but maybe if we can find out for the moment which houses they've put ghosts in
to avoid and not
well, so for now we can avoid it.
Yeah.
And then later, if we're more powerful or whatever, like we still have that information. Like it benefits us.
Oh, that's pretty handy.
ways.
That's pretty. I
Yeah,
mean,
that's-
that's so
And long term.
underhanded, actually.
I love
I
it.
love that. That's really good.
Yeah, that's really funny. Is that? Oh,
Sorry, one more time. I was looking at
we Magda suggested
Mhm.
that I imagine there's like a huddle before this meeting, and like
Right. Yeah.
Magda proposes.
Not while Quellen is still there. Yeah.
The dog
Not-
huddles
yeah.
too.
The
Before
dog is there
she's-
too, but not our witch friend yet. And Magda proposed basically that we ask them for a list of the houses they've put ghosts in, and we will, for the near future, we will avoid touching those houses so as not to mess with their stuff. But it also has the side result that like one day we now have that list of houses. Should we need to remove them?
Yeah,
But for the
so-
meantime, we will promise not to touch them.
So the way like Magda would put it would be that like they just want to know where they should avoid, like what households they should avoid.
Yeah.
While they are reclaiming wrongfully purchased artifacts. The ones that the Dimmer sisters may have, thought were rightfully purchased.
Okay. So that you're gonna bring that up with Quellen?
Yes.
Like, yeah, so Quellen, you specifically said that, we should have known better to not go in the house with the ghost in it and not take it out because you wanted a ghost in every house, but we didn't know that yet. But now we know. So if you will just tell us which houses to avoid, we promise to attempt to avoid them.
Well, as I had mentioned, just make sure to check in whenever you're performing a reacquisition, and we'll let you know.
But sometimes
your
it
own
happens
safety.
very quickly, so if you would just preemptively let us know, then we can avoid it. You can even update us, on a regular basis and let us know, oh, we've added one in this house. Please don't go to that one. And we'll be like, okay, thank you for informing us.
She gets up and she kind of dusts off her lap, and she said, if I thought you were going to bring me here to just clown around, I wouldn't have come. What you're asking for is the master list of the comings and goings of all the Dimmer sisters' interests.
Maybe not necessarily the master list, maybe just in the neighborhood we were in.
I can ask, but I'm pretty sure the answer is going to be no.
Well, then
if you happen to know your next target, and you want to write it down and send me a note or a letter, I will confirm. I will confirm with them immediately.
More favorable. How can we make the answer a yes?
In this world, information is the only important thing. Money comes and goes. Our health wanes. It's information is the only thing that matters to the Dimmer sisters, and to hand you over a list of even a handful of key operations or key important places, it's just unlikely. It's just very unlikely, I think.
Yes,
we want to work together. We want to collaborate so as you don't get harmed. Surely the ghost must have harmed you somewhat, and that is not something my benefactors have no. I don't want the citizens of Duskfall to fear the ghosts as much as they do. They're trying to improve
actually
our knowledge about them.
Quite. I just wonder, have you been speaking to the ghosts themselves about the situation? I'm really interested in what the Dimmer sisters seem to think about. They want a ghost in every house, but does the ghost want that? Want to be in every house? And do you speak with the ghosts to figure out which houses are amenable to them? Is there an interview process?
No.
You see, I'm very interested in the ethics of living dead relations.
The ghost field. A ghost is an inevitable side effect of death in Duskfall. There's no going back once a ghost is. It's very difficult to get rid of ghosts, and there will always be more ghosts. Unfortunately, wherever there will be death, there will always be more ghosts, and the ghost field is a resource that we must manipulate and use to our benefit. To ask the ghosts if they are amenable to the things is like asking a baby why is it crying. It's something we can't ever get an answer to.
Oh, but babies have reasons for crying and concerns that are very real and understandable.
This is her field of study,
Well,
forgive me, but it sounds like the Dimmer sisters, your benefactors, are interested in enslaving the ghosts.
Well, I suppose that is one way of looking at it, but then you would have to take down the entire Sparkcraft industry in Duskfall, and that is not just the Dimmer's sisters' purview.
I wasn't suggesting taking down anything. I'm just, like I said, interested in ethical living dead relations.
A ghost is by its nature what's left, the angry remnants of a long deceased person. It's always going to be.
Yes, that is the standard interpretation of what a ghost is.
And it is always going to feel miserable about its situation, because its situation is by its nature very miserable. So I would argue, at least we're putting them to good use. At least their misery is being put to something help the living.
Interesting.
Now, I will certainly try to make sure that you have advanced awareness. Assuming you share with me your any course of action. Give yourself the time to do so. But there is no list forthcoming. It's in your hands. It's a list of targets. I mean, the most recent thing you did was take a ghost watchman out of someone's home.
Because we didn't know that this ghost was so important to the Dimmer sisters' cause. All we're asking is to be aware which artifacts, because they're not all necessarily going to be this type of artifact, and so we just need to know which homes the Dimmer sisters have sold which artifacts to.
Well, I like I said, on a case by case basis, I'm more than happy to help. But right now, I think you need to. You're seen in low esteem by the Dimmer sisters right now, and I think that you need to have a little show of respect.
Well, I can tell you that the feeling is entirely mutual. Have a very nice day, Quellen.
I'm gonna I'm sorry. I'm gonna escort Quellen out because I feel like Magda has had her say and it's not gonna go good. And I'm apologetic to my friend, but also sorry, I thought that was reasonable.
It's fine. I understand the tensions are running high. I do have a potential way to, this isn't, you're under no obligation, but your university alchemical department has it requires the glass used to make these, and she points at the little thing floating over her shoulder. The contain that is in the material used to make the ghost bottles and things. It requires a certain kind of crystal, and your alchemical department has quite a lot of it. We found it to be quite impenetrable, but if you can find your way to get some more, I can maybe start getting you 2 or 3 locations in advance instead of just your current targets.
Okay. Let me understand this better. The university has ghost glass, and you want ghost glass.
Correct. We could make our own, but it's time consuming. You have a laboratory that produces it at a much faster rate than we can.
All right. Well, as you can see with our last interaction, I'm not always good at making these decisions, so I will have to take this back to my...
Consider this just a simple tip as to something that they're looking for.
All right. Well,
it's not an obligation.
Thank you very much.
But if you can rob your own university for us, it will certainly make things look better in our eyes.
See, until that moment, until, I was almost like, that sounds reasonable, and then you said that, Quellen, and then you said you had to go and say that last part.
Things aren't good between you and the Dimmer sisters, and things are only going to get worse.
I understand that,
and I'm your friend, Sahar, and I want to make sure what's best for you. I want to do what's best for you, so I'm just providing you with one piece of information that may be useful. If you don't follow up on it, or you do, then that's fine. The consequences therein are yours, but it is an option. Yes. Information. What did I say about information? It's the most important thing. And I've given you a little bit.
Does she always have this little floaty ball?
No, it's new.
Can I try and poke it?
Sure.
While she's talking, I'm just like slowly reaching. If she doesn't stop me and she keeps talking, I'm just gonna keep trying.
She's about to say something else and she stops kind of mid-sentence, but doesn't stop you, and your fingernail just goes like tink against it, and it kind of drifts and then drifts back into position where it was. Is everything all right, Sahar?
Did you make this?
No, it was a gift for my benefactors. It's just light in the dark.
All right. It's not like a companion ghost to you?
Oh, I mean, I'm sure it's sparkcraft of some kind, but low strength.
All right. I will consider what you said, and I can honestly say I will try my best, but have to see what everyone else thinks. So,
it's fine. You've made the decisions you've made up until now, and now I'm just trying to help you wade through the consequences,
Yes, very fair. Excellent. I will see you next week for tea if our friends are not at war before then.
Yes, maybe we meet next time somewhere a little more neutral.
Yes, that's true. I really misinterpreted the situation, and I apologize.
It's fine. A week ago, you were just a student here, and now you've decided to move into Duskwall's bigger circles of influence.
I am part-time faculty. Part-time.
I understand. You were just a scholar a week ago. Now you're part of something much bigger. So there's a learning curve. She puts a hand on your shoulder, says, "We'll meet for a drink soon." And
okay.
Pulls her hood up and starts walking away, and the orb sort of drifts behind her.
Cool. Okay. I go back and yeah. Sorry. Were you about to say something?
It's okay. She at once looked exactly what I thought she would, and also very different. I kind of was imagining, a few baubles here and there, like a pentagram or something like that. But she.
You didn't notice all her accoutrement? She does keep quite a bit. Not the most I've ever seen, but
I was imagining more. I'm a simple guy. I don't meet many witches. You're probably the first, and she'll be the second. I was just, there's an image. They wear like all, you know what I mean? I was having some crazy thoughts. What if we work with them? Mm-hmm. Magda was onto something with getting the information. Now we've got a little bit more. Maybe what if we work with them and get sort of in their good graces, and then we do a little switcheroo?
So
we put ghosts into the houses. We get some information on other houses, that have ghosts, maybe, and then we.
I don't know if I can really align myself with people who take such a hard conservative moral stance on ectoplasm. And I'm thinking that perhaps we have powerful enemies. Perhaps we should maybe start thinking about making some powerful friends. And then if things go wrong, we won't be necessarily alone. So maybe perhaps we were going about this in the wrong way. After all, there are other ways to get information, and I'm sure the Dimmer sisters aren't completely unbreakable. What's the word? Yeah, I'm sure the Dimmer sisters don't have, I'm sure there are other people who can get that kind of information out of the Dimmer system.
I'll take this opportunity to say that to remind you that I filled out the whole faction sheet with every faction in Duskfall here, and that's to remind you that these are all different things you can interact with. So, to that point, if you have any questions about any of them, let me know. I can start.
I do. I was wondering about the wraiths.
That doesn't sound good.
They're in the underworld. Okay, yeah. Continue any kind of discussion, and I'll look that up for you.
Yeah.
You're making very good points, Magda.
I mean, perhaps we should really be speaking to the university. If we are at the university and the Dimmer sisters are at the university, perhaps if we can make ourselves seem much more useful, valuable to the university, then we can push the Dimmer sisters out that way.
I'm inclined to agree. And
Sahar, I just want to apologize for speaking so rudely to your friends. Emotions got the better.
Okay, I understand, and I understand, like, we don't need to make friends with them as a whole. I understand, especially you find it extremely vulgar, and I can understand that. But
I just...
She definitely, came here to try and help, and...
It's true, yes. I think that there is a much more... I think things are much more complicated. The ghost field is much more complicated than we imagine it to be. And also she insulted us, and I can't stand for
that. Just to quickly answer your question, Milan, the wraiths are they're basically exist only as a rumor, as far as you know. They are thieves and spies that are said can just blend into the shadows, and they're the criminal underground's equivalent of a boogeyman. They just even though their ranking is low on the list, it's basically because most self-proclaimed smart criminals don't think that the wraiths exist.
Good to know.
Borrow US's.
Wraiths of unusual size, yeah. Yeah, I think might be a good time to take a break since we are a little bit into the session here.
Mm-hmm.
And frankly, I need to pee. So, a bio break would be great. So.
Thank you for your honesty. Everyone, get up, go get a drink, or, unhydrate, whatever you need to do, and we'll see you back here in a little bit.
Thanks for watching, folks.
Hey. Hello, everyone. We are back from break. all hydrated and unhydrated. Let's see what's happening with some witches, I guess. No, we decided to do more schoolwork.
I don't know what you've decided to do. The last bit that we were talking about was you have an opportunity to rob your own university to make benefits of the Dimmer Sisters.
Yeah, Magda pointed out that we'd rather like do more work at the university if possible, or something like.
My thinking is that if we, instead of trying to improve our relationship with the Dimmer Sisters, we can maybe improve our relationship with Charter Hall University itself and get more powerful allies.
Yes, I remember that now. Right. So basically, it's coming up with a plan on a potential score equivalent that you think would benefit the university. Looking at keeping in mind the different kinds of scores that you can do, there might be one that fits the bill. Maybe not an assault, but a deception, a stealth, an occult, a social, or a transport score. Maybe something in there might work.
Okay, so I have this idea that we, like, maybe an occult thing, like maybe we try and talk to find a ghost that we can like talk to, or like come to the university or like something.
Are you trying to get a ghost speaker to come speak at the university?
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Just then when you said that.
Yeah.
Oh
like,
my god.
A ghost speaker.
Yeah, like
our special ghost.
Like we hire, we hire a ghost to speak at a lecture series. Or by hire, I mean convince, because it needs to be a score. But
oh my god.
Sure. I mean,
sorry, Jordan.
No, anything's possible, but we need a little more, just a little more structure to the plan as to exactly you want to find and liberate a ghost, basically.
Yes.
But then
invite them to give a seminar.
Yeah. and convince the ghost and the university to basically you want a voluntary research subject ghost, right? Like that's sort of what we're looking at here.
Yeah.
Okay. And you want this is also your own some ghosts must be good or at least reasonable.
Yeah, like right. it will eventually,
I'm on to you, Magda. I'm on to you. So yeah, you want to bring some potential ghostly evidence to the university in the form of a full ghost.
Well, yeah, like if there's a ghost that is interested in speaking with the Department of Spectral Philosophy, that could be extremely that would put our research like a cut above, because nobody's talking to the actual ghosts. Everybody's just kind of making assumptions about what ghosts are, but we could just like,
What do the ghosts?
Yeah.
Yeah. Won't anyone think of the ghosts? Yeah, okay. This could work. It could work. So now you need to figure out your target, and do some research on figuring out exactly who you're going to go after, obviously factoring in the fact that you maybe don't want to take another ghost from the Dimmer Sisters just yet, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you have to find a non-Dimmer Sisters ghost.
Yeah, I think if possible, I would like to go back to my book stack Tower Fortress that I've created from all my weird sciencing that I was doing. And I want to do some research, because we're looking for a ghost that is willing to talk to us and is a good speaker. It isn't just going to come and like destroy the school and like do, like has some input to give. We're looking for the ghost of a former like university
Nerd.
laureate or something.
we're
like
looking
we're
for
looking,
a nerd ghost.
yeah, we're looking for a very particular brand of ghost.
So I have a friend that is a spy. Would I be able to like contact them and see like if they can help out getting some info?
Absolutely. Gathering
Cool.
information is what we're looking for
Yeah.
here, and it works
That's what I
exactly.
do.
It works exactly what like how you are proposing. Um, you can tell me how you're interacting with this friend and where you're meeting them and stuff, and what you're asking them to do, and then we can figure out what level of information you get back from them.
Okay, so yeah, I wanna meet with my friend Valeris. She's a spy. I sent her a message. Meet at like a favorite pub of ours or whatever. For some drinks and I mentioned like we're we're looking for a nerd ghost. I was wondering if you had any information that could kind of help us out here.
We haven't even started drinking. You're asking for a nerd, looking for a nerd ghost?
Yeah, like a really nerdy ghost that like
Like one that's good at chess?
no, more like the scholarly type. Like all my colleagues.
Okay.
Like if one of them were to die and become a ghost.
Right. So you're looking for um you're looking for a ghost that of a scholar or someone who was a bit brainy in life, and you've come to me to help you find them?
Yeah, like I don't know if you had like some contacts or heard anything. We're trying to scope out and see if we can find some targets.
Well, I can see what I suppose I could see what I can do. Um, I can ask around. I think also maybe the uh, university's list of deceased scholars might be a good place to start as well. But give me a couple of days, and I'll come back potentially with some information.
All right.
Um,
Buy another drink.
okay. So I'm gonna do a fortune roll for this friend of yours, which we'll treat as I'm just gonna roll them like she's a wraith, kind of confession that. So I'll say she's a tier 2 friend. Okay, a 5. Um, I don't have. She's 2 days later. She comes back. She says, I didn't find specific ghosts, but I did find someone who collects them.
I mean that works.
They're very
Ghost collector.
yeah. It's unfortunately probably more common than we think, but specifically this one collects them for who they were when they were alive, not so much exactly not to use them
Not for like their power or anything.
exactly. Yeah. That's what I was trying to say.
Gotcha.
Too many drinks. So yes, that's the best I could do.
Yeah, I mean I'll take it.
She gives you a name, and I'll give you a name in a second. But tell me how it goes. I guess. Good luck.
Yeah, I'll tell you how it goes.
How,
Sorry.
Good one.
I could
I'll tell you how
not
it
resist. Could not resist. And I like I for like the friendly like weird handshake that like bros do where like they like grab at the elbow and they're like yeah
Okay.
do that.
Sure.
They're like thanks. You always come through.
Well, I wish I could have done more, but
No, I think this is great. This should be fine.
okay.
Yeah.
I am going to add. I'm gonna add a notch to the ink rigs, only because in order for the fact that I rolled a 5 and not a 6, and so your friend's investigation also drew a little bit of attention. And
Gotcha.
they're someone who collects ghosts after a ghost was stolen from someone is something the newspapers are going to set up a notch.
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay, Magda, anyone can do gather informations right now. This is open play, so yeah, Magda, you said you had.
Yeah, I had an idea. Was that my friend Clara, Clyra, Clara, I don't know, whatever Y sound you want it to be, is
Clara.
is the owner of like one of the bars on campus and knows all the gossip. And I want to go talk to her about if there are any rumors of like haunted places on campus, to see if we can just like maybe somebody died at the there's already a nerd ghost haunting the university that we can just like talk to.
Sure. Okay. Clyra, what kind of personality is Clyra?
Oh, just a tavern owner who knows all the gossip. So probably like nice and like actually talks to people. Isn't that just kind of like, what do you want?
Is this like maybe one of those student-owned pubs?
I think I think it's like the grad lounge.
Okay.
Kind of bar. Cool. Like it's, you know.
So she's like she is like a university student, but also runs the bar, and so she's stuck between trying to study
or like recently graduated and decided to like own the bar kind of thing.
Yeah. So drunk students aren't the easiest to deal with, and so she's often maybe a little frazzled, but she says, just 1 second, and she's like clearing glasses away and putting new full glasses down in front of people. She almost drops one and then catches it and puts it up and behind her on the bar and says, "Okay, I think I've got 30 seconds. What's up?"
I'm looking for like haunted places at the university, preferably stories about like dead professors or dead students or something.
This is grim even for you. She like goes and pours like another beer and hands it. It's like, you're looking for ghost stories from the university. Well, I mean, you don't have to go much further. I think as far as body count goes, the alchemy department probably has lost more to accidents than Duskwall's assassins have done on purpose. So
that's true.
I mean, they are always talking about bottles floating left and right and things being rearranged and explosions being caused because ghosts have moved the wrong thing, purposefully moved the wrong reagents into change labels on bottles and things. But assuming you don't mind the ghost being in a bunch of pieces because they exploded, alchemy department maybe? Surely they've lost at least one professor.
Sorry, there's so much background noise going on in my apartment building right now.
I'm not really hearing it.
Oh, good. There's like sad dogs and people complaining about sad dogs and anyway. Yeah, that's a really good idea. I just want to, talk to a ghost.
Right. Well, that I will never understand.
I mean, I just want to I just think maybe we aren't understanding them, as much as we could. We've just made assumptions about what ghosts are like, and I want to talk to a ghost. So yeah, alchemy department. That's a good idea.
Well, they certainly can't be worse than a drunk student the night before an exam. So I wish you the best of luck. Best of luck. She's like pouring shots right now.
Yeah, you too. Thanks.
And don't let the alchemy students don't drink anything they offer you.
I wasn't planning on it, but now I will be extra careful.
Yeah, you drink here, so that's where you drink.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyone else want to do any information gathering?
Yeah.
Okay.
Unless Tana does before me.
Tana
I
did a
already
little
I
spoke
already did, I think.
to our
Yeah.
spy friend.
Oh yes. I forgot. Zoned out just then. I wanted to see about like murders of people who graduates maybe. And I guess I don't have anyone in particular. I have an enemy. Does that count? Who's an information broker? I can't go to my enemy.
You could do anything you want if you want. It'll just be more difficult.
I'd like to go to my enemy.
Okay. They are an information broker named Salia. What can you tell me about Salia?
Salia and Milan, much like everyone in Milan's personal life, he lives in a bubble, but it's a very big bubble. Okay. Most outside of the university, everyone that he knows personally, he's known his entire life. So Salia probably comes from like another family and got into stuff when they were younger, and they drifted apart, and Milan has antagonized Salia in some way in their past, possibly numerous times. But Salia's, very, shrewd, very business-like probably, which is very different than when they were younger. They were like goofy. And Milan is still goofy, and that is another thing that gets under Salia's skin.
Okay. So your family, the Kurata family, is we've been dancing around this, but they're minor criminal mob family, right? Basically.
Yes. Many of them are criminals. Yeah. But they were actually Leviathan hunters when they first came. But it's a big family. Like we sort of the first of us that came over were Leviathan hunters. That's his father and mother are Leviathan hunters. But basically his uncles, his cousins, criminals. But some of them are also Leviathan hunters. So it's like and they only became criminals after coming there. They were Leviathan hunters back home also.
Okay. They are opportunists, and they found other opportunities apart from hunting Leviathans, which is a dangerous thing to do. Okay, so and then Salia is a member from another family that interacts with yours.
Yep.
Time to time. Okay. Where would you be meeting her?
Probably at a pub by the docks.
Okay. Maybe the Karatas have a restaurant or something down there.
That's a good idea.
Okay. Yeah, there's a restaurant down by the docks that's kind of a pub fare and low class, a little bit low class place.
Yeah.
Just a little. But lots of fish and chips and that kind of thing. Sure.
They serve and dagger aisles, traditional food.
So yeah, that's great.
I probably frequent there a lot, actually.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, you know the Karada.
I'm also from the Dagger Isles, so.
Hey.
Tana, do you want to kind of tag along and maybe help Milan on this? Since he's visiting his enemy. Yeah. So we'll say that Talia basically has a booth here that she keeps regularly, and that's where people come to meet her. She never goes to visit anybody else. If you want to talk to Talia, you got to go down to this.
Yeah, and I know that because this is Sally has a good relationship with the family, a bad personal relationship with Milan, and he knows where she goes and sits, and she's there maybe waiting for someone, and he sidles up and he slides into the booth.
And Tana, are you sort of sitting in the next booth down, just listening in? How do you want to?
Yeah, like I'm yeah, I think doing the classic sit in a booth nearby.
Okay. She says, you're early. I'm not expecting you until, and she looks up and says, no, not today.
Listen, Salia, listen. I know you don't want to talk to me.
Okay, that's good. That's one thing that you know.
I know a lot of things, actually, Salia. You know, I'm in the university. I'm part of the faculty at the university now.
Being at the university doesn't make you smart. What are you here for?
Well, I know that you know things. And
okay, that's two things you know.
I was wondering if there was anything I could do to get some of what you know something that I know.
Okay, so we're gonna actually toss up a little clock here that we're gonna call. I'll put it on your sheet directly, Milan. We're gonna call it Salia's Resolve. Okay. It's just gonna be 4, and you're gonna be taking actions.
Tolerance for bullshit.
yeah, basically. Let's call it that for bullshit.
Bullshit tolerance.
For your bullshit specifically. Okay. And so you're going to have to convince her with some rolls and things. And failure means this clock ticking up, and if it fills up, then you're going to be politely asked to leave.
All right.
But yeah, so you want me to hand over some information that I know, so that it's also information you know.
Yes. And of course, I don't expect you to just give it to me.
Right.
And so I'd be willing to do something or to maybe give you some information that you possibly don't know.
Okay, well, my first offer on the table is no, not going to do it. What's your counter offer?
Well, you don't even know what it is.
I don't need to.
My counter offer is, you know, I'm at the university.
You'd like to mention that.
And well, I feel like you don't really respect the fact.
I don't.
And it's just something.
You've become a lot more observant since I last saw you, Milan.
Salia.
Mm-hmm.
I know
just
a lot
spit
of.
It out.
Well, what I need is information on if someone from the university who has passed was murdered. Now, in exchange for this, I'd be willing to make you privy on, maybe some, what is it called? Spectra. No, it's called Spark. Sparkcraft research, if that's something you're interested in at the university.
Okay.
Maybe.
Yeah, this sounds like an action roll. What would you like to What would you like to roll to try and convince
her? What's consort? I guess this is a consort, actually.
Mm-hmm.
So
would you like to push yourself a little? You can get an extra die by stressing yourself a little bit.
Yes, I would like to do that.
I can offer a devil's bargain if I.
What was the? What's that? I'm interested.
A devil's bargain means I I offer you something difficult in exchange for an extra die.
Oh, for an extra die, I'll take the stress this time.
Okay.
And that's both because it is stressful talking to that. Oh, I accidentally meant to roll that.
It's all right. We'll ignore that one. I didn't see it. So give yourself a couple more stress, and then you can add an extra die to your consort.
2 more stress or just 1?
It's 2 stress to push yourself.
Okay. and it's stressful to talk to her, and he's trying hard.
Yeah. I was gonna say that the effect, it's definitely risky, and the effect was going to be a low effect, but you got a 6, so that's fine. She says, "Okay, I'm listening. My family is interested in getting some better hardware. I can. It's going to take time, I think, if I'm going to get any information for you. It's not like I have a list of every person assassinated ever. I know a lot of things, way more than you know. But
Obviously.
I'm glad that you've come around to agreeing with me on that fact. But I am not. I'm going to need to see something up front before I even start the process.
Would I have what like what?
I'll let you. I'll let you roll another. You could tell her that you have actually the Ghost Watchman. That is a bargaining chip you have. And that would be my devil's bargain. I'll let you roll one more time to convince her, but and give you an extra die. But you have to use the Ghost Watchman as a bargaining chip somehow. Otherwise, you're convincing her to help without real. You're just kind of groveling.
That is true. That is what he's doing.
And you'll do another consort, but it'll only be with 2 days.
Is there some way that Tana could help me? Could I like with
That's
this?
a question to ask Tana.
Tana, is there a possible assist you can do here?
I don't know, like, is there, because like I'm sitting in a different booth.
You
like,
could sidle up. You could be like.
I mean, there's always a good old intimidate. So you could also perform a setup action of some kind, which would, increase the results of the situation or his position in the situation straight up, or you could take a stress and just straight up give him an extra die.
I can't take any stress.
Okay. You could lie about something in order to try and move things forward.
No, I'm gonna come up and I'm just gonna sit in the booth next to Salia.
Okay.
Be like, hey, and Tachi is there too, like, and
sure.
Keep in mind she's a big dog.
Sure.
And be like, oh, you might I think he's got a good offer here. You should listen to my friend.
Okay. I think that's an extra die. Oh no,
we're already enemies.
I'll need you to make a roll on this one, actually.
Me?
Tana, you're going to need to do a. We're gonna call it a wreck, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. It's just sort of a show of force here.
Position.
It's definitely risky.
Okay.
And the we'll say standard effect.
Okay. Oh my god! I think something's wrong with my Roll20.
Yeah, that's another 1. I don't know what to tell you here. The Talia looks at you and says, "This is amateur." She turns back to Milan and is like, "You think some person with their fluffy dog is gonna like push me around? I was almost gonna help you."
Talia, listen. It's not what it looks like.
So we're gonna turn this to. You're gonna get to roll again, but it's going to be at a desperate situation, and you, yeah.
I also try to like walk it back a bit, like, Because that's nothing I said was like outright actually like explicitly intimidating. I was like, I think he's got a good offer. You should listen to him.
Hmm.
Kind of nudge, but I'm trying to. I'm like, whoa, sorry, I didn't mean any offense. Like, I think he's got a good offer. You should listen to him.
And who are you?
I am also on the faculty.
What are you in their canine division?
She's a researcher.
You could say that.
You brought a friend. You made them sit very close to me. This is all just. I mean, I'm used to this. This I can rebuff very easily.
I reach out and pet Tachi. I'm like, she's a very friendly dog.
This intimidation is one of the worst I've ever been subjected to.
I don't know what you're talking about. Intimidation. I think he's got a good offer.
Okay.
Holly, it's just that you make me nervous, and I just
Good.
need a friend and her dog to support me in this time. This is a show of respect.
Okay, make
I'm
one
sorry,
last.
I'm not like like you said, I'm here for moral support.
Make one last.
Maybe not
This
the
is desperate.
best
This is desperate.
choice for it.
desperate.
I'm not great at talking, but like I want to be here to support my friend.
You're making it worse. You're making it worse. Okay. Yeah, give me that consort roll. Desperate.
I rolled it.
And the results were 3s. Okay. Well, you don't get what you want. We're gonna fill up this her track a couple of notches. And yeah, unfortunately, listen, kid, we used to be pals, but unless you can come to me with something, next time you come around, come to me with something.
Okay, I have
on
something
the table.
I have something. A spectral. You've heard of Spectral Watchman?
Sure. Yeah, I mean, I might have heard about certain parties making those available to the elite.
Well, as it happens, my party has one.
And I nod. I'm like, we do. It's very scary.
Huh. Well, I'll tell you what. You get me that. You get my hands on that, then I'll be your information broker for a little bit longer. More than a list of local assassinations.
Now, like when you say like get your hands on like we take it to you, or like is it okay if we like take you to it? It is very scary and dangerous. So like concern for your safety here.
In the effort of rebuilding the trust between me and my old friend, I'm fine with you bringing it to me. I don't need to come and see it first. I trust you.
I mean, like.
She starts to. I have another meeting, or I have to get out of here. So think about it, I guess, or don't. I don't really care to see your faces again, one way or another. But if you come back with something that I want, then
it's less of like having trust in us bringing it to you, and more of that thing is scary and kind of scares the shit out of me.
It is a little bit dangerous, and I don't know how my parents will feel about it being here.
Well, then we could meet at one of my family's safe houses.
I look at Tana.
I mean, that is more amenable to me. It's something we'd have to.
She rips a piece of paper out of a notebook and starts writing down an address. Folds it up and passes it across.
All right, he takes it and he puts it into his coat. And then he stands up and he says, "It was good seeing you, Talia."
I love to say that likewise, but I'm not going to.
Always fun. Let's go, Tana.
Good to meet you.
Oh my gosh, that was horrible.
It wasn't
When
great.
it's
It wasn't the
exactly
best.
as bad as I thought it would.
Like I imagine what it is that like Tana can intimidate people, but like in an actual like physical way, but
Yeah.
not in a words way. So like when she tried to do it in a more of a words kind of way, because that's what the situation is asking for, it did not go well.
Yeah. It wasn't a show of force. It was more, yeah, you wanted to just absolutely. It bombed. I mean, as soon as you said I go visit my enemy, you must know that I wasn't gonna go easy on you.
It was fun though.
Yeah, so you do have a potential avenue to get some information, but it's not good.
Yes, I am going to bring that back to the team, and I'm going to say we might be able to get without knowing that and whatever else the team was doing yet. Because we might be able to get some information on a academic ghost, but we'd have to bring our friend, the Spectral Watchman.
Can I interject here to say that like in the time everyone else was running around talking to people, Sahar was staying in and like researching tinkering with the guard statue, because we have the ghost separate in a bag of salt, and then we have the little guard statue, and she would just have spent like literally you come in and
the
like
statue
goggles
was in the salt
off the head. Like
the statue thing was in the salt, the ghost is in the bottle.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Yes, that's right. Ghost is in the bottle, statues in the salt. My bad. Let's get it straight. Which of our occult objects are where?
That sounds like a really, really weird like colloquialism or something.
Yeah.
The statues
the
in
ghost,
the salt.
the ghost is in the bottle, the statue's in the salt.
Yeah. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Yeah. So sure, this could be a gather information role.
Yeah, am I like while everyone else was gathering information from people, can I have been trying to gather occult information from either the statue or the ghost, whichever one I'm allowed to do?
Sure.
You're just like sitting there talking to the bottle.
Hey, now I also have many papers out. Okay, so here's like literally if you were like when you walk into the room to tell us about what you just did, Sahar is standing there and is like decked out. Like she already always wears like long sleeve blouses, like long skirts, big boots and stuff like this. But she also has like on a lab coat, and then she has like goggles over her eyes, and she has like big heavy like gloves on, and she's just like fully in here like playing with this object.
He starts talking, and he says those things before he sees, and then he's like,
how are you interacting with it, Sahar, so we know what you can tell me what.
The trick is I'm not sure what I'm allowed to do, because I know any sort of crafting and inventing and tinkering is downtime only, I think.
Yeah,
so I don't think I so if I'm researching it. So I'm researching it because I'm trying to understand like why this thing wants to go back into like how they sort of like put it in here and why it wants to go back in. Is it like because it's a nice home, or is it because it's like like some sort of like horrible thing they've done to it to make it like have to be in there, otherwise it's like in pain, or like, you know what I mean?
Well,
like I'm trying to
straight up study it, or you can try and attune to the ghost to communicate with it.
I will try and attune to the ghost. I'll try, like, especially because Magda's been like on this stretch of like ghosts are people, like, which I mean they kind of
are people.
They are. They like literally. Well, ghosts were people is the trick.
At the very least, they were people.
They were people. Okay, so I've been doing an attune here.
Yeah.
Okay. Is it risky, controlled, desperate?
I'm gonna, even though you're in a lab, sort of, I'm gonna still say it's risky.
Okay, that's fair.
The results will be
standard.
Yeah, but that knocks down one effect because you're still rattled. So
oh, dang it.
One less than standard. I keep forgetting what it is.
Is it limit? It's limited.
Limited, yeah.
Dang it. That's so Got that. I'm still. Well, okay.
Oh
Unless you
that's right.
want
The doctor to heal me, but we don't have time for that. So
No.
we discussed saving that money. Sometimes when you're rattled, you don't notice you're so rattled. She just thinks it's more of her awkwardness that people have always told her about. Anyways, doesn't know what people are talking about. Who cares?
Oh, you can always remember reduce the risky to up the outcome.
Oh yeah.
So you could do it. You could do a desperate and a normal.
No. It's fine because that stressed me out. I tried that before and it went bad. I rolled a 4 and a 5.
Okay. Well, that is a success. Although I really needed a 6 for a lot of stuff to happen. What do you ask the ghost?
A 5, but that's pretty good.
What are you
also, this
asking
is
the
what I
ghost?
do. I'm ghost people.
What are you asking the ghost? What are you asking the ghost?
Yeah, like I said, I'm like, okay, excuse me, I'm very sorry that we misunderstood and didn't allow you back in your house. Why do you want to go back there? Do you actually want, is it nice? Is it like a little ghost mansion? Is it like Barbie Dream Ghost House? Or is there something like drawing you to it that it's less painful to be in there? Is it better than the bottle?
Okay, that was like 14 questions.
Well, Sahar everyone else went off and did other adventures. Sahar sat down at this desk and has been attuning to this ghost for hours.
So you calmly remove the bottle and you place it down on the desk. You would have to have no gloves on and things for this to work. So
she would start with gloves on, and then when that didn't work, she'd be like, ugh, blech, and like take off the gloves.
And you lift up the bottle and you kind of just start. Whenever you connect to the ghost, to the ghost field, spirit field, your hairs start to stand on end, and every nerve in your body seems to flare up. Like energy, something more powerful, electrical energy, just coursing through you. And this time, maybe it's because of the defense of the bottle between you and the ghost or something, but you're able to harness it a little bit. And a contorted, pained face appears in the ectoplasm. He looks like it's hard to get details on what they look like, but they seem to have like mutton chops and a big handlebar mustache. It's like being contorted and twisted around. They have a square jaw. They certainly look like they could be a member of the Bluecoats. That sort of thing. But they seem to be a heavy. And when you ask why it wants to return to the idol, in a contorted, twisted voice, it says, "It dulls the pain."
Oh.
If I must be here, return me to my idol.
Okay, I will do that. I'm just trying to understand if it's bad or if we should make more of them because it's beneficial to you. Do you think other ghosts will like it as well? Is it?
Pain is immense. Return me to the idol. If you care at all.
Can I? Is this ghost lying to me? Is this good? Like, what kind of
inside check? No.
Yeah, I'm just like.
You are overwhelmed by, because all a ghost is a bunch of emotions cranked to 11, and all you can feel every time it speaks to you is the rage and pain that it's feeling.
Okay, fine. If it's faking it,
it's really good at faking it.
If I put you in there, will you like not run away? Like, because it was when we found it, it was like guarding the house, right? So it could leave the idol. We don't want it to just like be running around loose. It won't be loose in the idol, will it? It's contained to the idol.
You have very little information about this. This is your first time looking into it where it hasn't hurt you.
Fine. Swamp push it into the stupid idol.
You let it out of the bottle?
Only if I can put, only if I can't put it directly into the idol, then I'm just gonna recork the bottle.
If you don't know how it works, so you know what you need to do, but this may be a downtime research in the end.
I would like to put him back in the idol. He seems to want to go in the idol, but if he will not promise me that he will go and stay in the idol, then he's gonna stay in the bottle.
His tune remains the same. He wants to be back in the idol. Being in the ghost bottle is just pain.
I would like to put him in there, but you're making it seem like it's not going to go well for me. So
you don't know. I'm telling you don't know how to do it. So you're going to need to take a lot more time.
Okay, fine. Well,
you can try.
I promise you,
foolish.
I will put you back in there as soon as I know how. And if you want to tell me how, please feel free. Until then, whoop, like.
Sure.
Like, looking at the bottle, let me know when you want to tell me how to put you in the idol. God,
your connection to it seems to drift away, and the face fades, and it's just swirling ectoplasm inside the bottle.
Really could have been more helpful on that. Jeez.
Is this where we come in?
Yes.
We
I'm
come
like,
in like
my
right
hair is
when
all
you...
on
We come
end.
in and she's like yelling at a bottle.
Yeah, I'm literally yelling at the ghost bottle.
Did we walk in on something, Sahar?
This ghost is not being helpful. I was trying, you try and help a ghost out, and they won't tell you how to do it. Apparently, they would much prefer to be in the idol, but I can't figure out how to get them in there. Apparently, the idol dulls the pain of being a ghost, which is a constantly painful process, apparently.
This is fascinating.
Yeah. So
you would know enough. You would know that being a ghost is an involuntary thing. Like it's something that happens to someone who dies in Dustfall, and it sucks. So most ghosts, the reason that they're always kind of in bad moods is because of this.
Yeah, because it's a terrible, no good, very bad time.
And very rarely, very rarely is one ever. You don't have anything on the records of a ghost ever just talking and being friendly and giving help because the pain is so immense. Not super surprising.
Well, I mean that's progress, though.
Indeed, it is interesting. So we have some options. I don't think we should give the statue to your friend.
I wouldn't call us friends.
Your associate until we are able to make the ghost feel less pain.
Yes, I was hoping to replicate it at all possible. I haven't had a chance to stop, and I haven't been feeling so good. Like, her hands are shaking. Like, just since that whole last bit, I just haven't, but I'm gonna get it. Yeah, it starts putting back her super frizzled hair. It's just an absolute mess.
All right. Well, so the options are, gosh, so much has happened since Tana talked to her person. Oh, the ghost dealer.
Ghost collector.
The ghost
collects based on their status in life rather than their status as ghost.
Okay, so the ghost collector, that's certainly an option. Or we could go to the alchemy department and see if a professor has passed. Or a student. Yes.
So that one would take the form of a sort of a ghost stakeout, right?
Yeah.
A ghost stakeout in the alchemy lab?
A ghost hunt, if you will. In the alchemy lab, yeah.
There's something strange in the alchemy department.
Who are you gonna call? The faculty.
Except it would be like, we are afraid of some ghosts.
Yeah.
Actually, I think we need to, if being a ghost is a painful existence, I think we might need to figure out how to make the existence less painful if we are going to have a long-term research subject or voluntary research subject or a speaker.
Yes. Oh, I'm glad you said this. And Sahar like moves around some like notes on the table and is like, so at first I was thinking, because the statue, the ghost was able to come out of it and project to guard. And I was thinking, wouldn't it be great if we had a speaker statue for our ghost speaker so that they could come out and speak to their audience? But it seems that first we need to figure out the statue, but then perhaps we can modify it to also to not only be a comfortable existence for them, but also to so that they can speak, as you said, Magda, to inform us of their experiences. But I think that will still take some time, and like puts down like a lot of half-finished notes. Like it is just none of the notes make sense.
I'm buying this, Sahar, but I'm not an artist or a sculptor specifically, and I don't know, any of you are art craft sculptors?
I'm not terrible at making things. After when I have time and I'm feeling better.
We could maybe procure a ghostless statue.
So another heist.
Well, I mean, this statue is currently.
Yeah, I'm thinking that like we need to procure the ghost that we'll want to like talk to, and then we'll like while we're working on the statue thingy, so that we've got the ghost, we just need to get a statue for it, and then be like, hey.
But it might be easier to convince the ghost that they should join us if we have something like this statue that makes your existence less painful.
So I will say,
well, I mean, it's not like they're not like freely going around, right? Like this ghost collector like has the ghosts. Like,
Magda, are you suggesting that when we go to boost, as they say, this ghost, that we are convincing that we remove them from their, I guess it'll be in a bottle.
Well, if we go to that collector, but I mean, I was thinking also if we just, go to the alchemy department and find a stray ghost.
We can find a recently deceased.
It does increase our options.
So I will say, as far as like the rules and everything goes, if you spend the time, and I added a clock to your sheet, Sahar, if you spend the time to research the thing, then you would be able to start thinking about making one of your own. Regardless of your carving skills or anything like that, you have the ability to create devices.
Yeah, that's literally one of my abilities. Yeah. Strange methods.
And so you would be able to build some kind of arcane device that would do what you wanted, depending. But it always it starts with the research of the.
Okay.
So you're not gonna have to hunt down necessarily one unless you want to do it right away. But the construction of it will be another clock to take time.
Okay.
Mm.
I don't know if you could always, we could start researching and looking for a ghost and propose to them the fact that we are in the works of making a comfortable ghost speaker statue. It's part of the plan, and I'm confident that we will make it because we are scholars.
I'm confident in Sahar's ability, less so my own, to make this thing.
So here's the question. Do we liberate a ghost from somebody who has collected this ghost? Potentially against the will of said collected ghost. or do we
Collectee.
or do we
attempt to
at
find
home?
a fresh,
Find somebody
organic,
here.
unrefined ghost?
A grass-fed.
A free range
Free
ghost.
I mean, like, I feel like a collected ghost might be thankful we liberated them,
True.
and
And
they
our
can
good
also
friend Kana.
speak to their experiences being
A
like,
collected ghost.
yeah.
They've had
That's true.
some bad experiences. And also, in theory, in terms of collection, there will be like inventory of what is collected, in which case you might be able to analyze a little bit better your ghost options.
My concern is, which ghost do we liberate if he is a collector of many ghosts?
Yeah.
And do all ghosts deserve to be liberated?
Well, not ghosts of murderers. Probably.
But I think this would help in finding out the ethics of ghost collection and whether they should be, liberated or
I think that this one
by-
poses the
by
smallest
having-
risk.
by having a actual collected ghost tell us their experience.
That's true.
I think this one poses the smallest bodily risk.
Because they come pre-bottled. I get it, Milan. Good,
I was
good work.
I was working on something. I was thinking of it.
I got that one. I understood that.
Bodily.
It was there cranking in my head. I'm like,
Yeah.
I need something here.
So it's looking like raiding, or not raiding, going and talking to the collector might be your next.
Jumping the collection.
Yeah.
Or boosting the collection.
Yeah. Might be your next score.
Yeah.
Which I think we'll start next session with, since it's 5:00.
I do think we should definitely have the other one on the back burner as a future heist, potentially.
Yeah. And I feel like that's also, like, since it's in the alchemy department, like here in the university, that's less of a pressing time concern. Like, that's something that's more flexible on us.
That's something that you could have your crew, the handful of students and things.
Oh yeah.
You could give them a long-term project, to kind of monitor it for a little bit and scope it out.
Go start checking the alchemy lab for stray ghosts who
interns.
I have homework to do.
Who want a job as a guest ghost speaker.
Yeah, they're getting paid.
There are undergrads probably.
They're getting paid in
who work in the
exposure to
lab.
ghosts.
Is that not a
we're
good
offering
deal?
a very
I'm
good
sorry.
experience here.
So a plan is set forth, and we will dive right into our score at the beginning of our next game, where you will go and investigate this strange collector of ghost personalities.
Awesome.
On our next game of Blaze in the Dark.
Perfect. So I guess it's time for us to go around and say goodbye and let everyone know where you can be found. And so we're going to go into backwards order, starting with Basel.
I'm Basel at Lammergeared on Twitter, LAMMERGEARED. And I'm an artist, and you can find me there on Twitter mostly.
Drawing lots of orcs.
Yeah, I draw primarily orcs. It's like 90% orcs there. So if you like that, check me out.
Orcs are good.
Awesome. Lauren?
Hi, I'm Lauren. I'm JL_NiceGirl on Twitter. I'm Starving Soubrette on Twitch and YouTube. I play tabletop RPGs with people and also by myself. Tomorrow on my Twitch channel, I will be streaming Nancy Drew and the Haunted Carousel in my quest to play all of the Nancy Drew games in order. And on Monday, I will be doing some world building for my solo tabletop RPG anthology campaign, Frostbite. And it'll be a good time, I think.
You said on Monday? When?
Oh, yeah. Monday at right times. Monday at 7 p.m. EST, and tomorrow I will be streaming at 2 p.m. EST. Yeah.
Awesome. Jordan.
I'm Jordan. I'm at Made of Cartoons in Twitch chat and on Twitter. And if you want to look at nothing on Instagram, it's there too. You'll catch me here every other Saturday jamming Blaze in the Dark with these fine folks, and occasionally on Friday nights on Justice Channel doing facilitating GM-less games. A lot of Fiasco, but we're looking at doing some runs. Yeah, that's it.
Allison.
I'm Allison, also known as Disco. You can find me on Twitter @_Discosaurus. I don't really have any special projects at the moment, but I'll let you know if I do.
You can check out her Twitter for excellent cowboy clips, is what I've
my
been
god, yeah,
noticing
that's essentially
lately.
what it's been. It's just been a lot of Red Dead Redemption 2 shenanigans.
Amazing. Thank you all for playing. I love that we spent a whole episode just like in the university going around like but like debating things and like
it was
making
so good. I
plans
loved
and like
it.
I love it too. It's amazing. I like that it's a Blades in the Dark game, and instead of heisting, we're all like, but what about if we got a ghost? What if we got a ghost lecturer? This would be amazing. Like this is good quality stuff right here. Can I
should have
say?
expected this when you all decided to be academics, I guess.
Yep.
As Dustin put in the chat, a Geist speaker.
Yeah.
Geist speaker.
Perfect. I love
Instead of a heist, we've got a Geist.
It's perfect. I love it. I love this game. So yeah, we play this every other Saturday, so come back to this channel for more of that. I also post everything all cleaned up and nice and squeaky clean in the YouTubes, and everyone's links will be below for you to find them and check out all the stuffs they do. I'll be back tomorrow. Actually, I'll be back tonight with Dustin. Dustin and I will be back later tonight on this channel with some games. And then tomorrow, Slayer is finally back from being away on an amazing vacation. And we're returning to our Siren Song stream that we do every Sunday. And then in terms of TTRPG stuff, next Saturday, an hour earlier than this stream, we are going to wrap up our Girl Underground game, which has been amazing so far. If you don't know it, it is a really cool indie game where you play both as like the friends of, it's kind of like Wizard of Oz or Alice in Wonderland, where you work together and you make the little girl going on an adventure, and you all take turns playing the little girl, but you also are all the friends of the little girl. So currently we have a mermaid in a bathtub, an ogre with a very big heart and a very slow speed of doing everything. Very sweet, soft, giant ogre, and a fawn that just wants to party. Yeah, it's been a ton of fun. It is so wonderful. But yeah, this game is awesome, and I appreciate all of you for being here, hanging out with us today, and everyone, all y'all for playing. Jordan, thank you so much for running this. We're gonna go show the love over to Goldheart Gaming, which is a really awesome TTRPG space. So thank you. Hopefully we'll see you all again later, and we'll see you soon. Bye.
Thanks for watching.
Bye.
Bye.